Hello, this is Dr. Rick Hoefer, and I'm the instructor for this section of Integrative Seminar. What I'd like to do in this video is to answer the question, what should be in the practice section of the integrative paper if you're a CAP student? So, let's just break it down. There are two main sections of this section of the practice section. For CAP students, the major part of it, 10 points of it, is dealing with community and administrative practice, theory, skills, and so on. And the 5-point section deals with direct practice, theory, and skills. Now, of course, because the first year of the social work program is a generalist focus, you've had some experience both with DP and with CAP. But here in your second year of the MSW program, you've specialized in community and administrative practice, so we expect you to have a broader base of knowledge in that section. So what do you need to put in there? In the CAP section, you'll need to start off by describing 3 theories that are related to community and administrative practice. There's a whole lot of them, and so you get to choose 3, but you have to provide a rationale for why you've chosen these 3 out of all the theories that are available. For one of these theories, you have to go into some detail in terms of the empirical basis for it, the empirical support from research literature, and why this applies, why we should consider it valid. And you also, after you do that, you need to talk about the strengths and the limitations of the knowledge base. In other words, you may be able to find some material that supports it, but there may not be very much material at all, so it's still a very shaky foundation. So that's all required for this one of your 3 theories. After that, you're going to talk about 3 skills that apply to the situation and that relate back to at least one of the theories that you've discussed. Now, these 3 skills don't all have to come from the same theory, but they do have to come from one of the 3 theories that you've talked about. So again, you're going to provide a rationale for why you've chosen these skills that relate to the theories and relate to the situation. And for one of these 3 skills, you need to provide a strong literature review of the empirical basis for it, just as you did with one of the theories. And also talk about the strengths and the limitations of the knowledge base. So let me just give you a quick example. Sometimes these things are a little abstract, okay? So suppose that you wanted to look at something to do with the human relations theory or approach to administrative practice. Okay, so out of the things that the HR theory talks about, 3 things are particularly important. One is that the non-economic rewards are very important in shaping behavior in an organization. Another one is that leadership is important. And the third one is that group norms shape the behavior very strongly within any organization. So you would then take those ideas and you would say, well, what skills do I have in terms of shaping leadership? Can I get leadership training myself? Can I provide leadership experience or training to the other people in my group or my organization? So that would be one area. Another area would be to say, well, if group norms affect behavior, these are things that I can do to affect the group norms. And also, a third area is if non-economic benefits can affect behavior, what kinds of things can I set up in this organization in order to affect behavior without necessarily having to spend much money? Okay, so that's how you would go from the theory to the practice to the skill sets and how they might apply in this section. So the second section within the practice section for CAP students deals with direct practice. And it's understood that you may not have a deep an understanding or breadth of knowledge in DP because you're a CAP student, and that's okay. because in this section you only have to bring forward one theory that's related to direct practice. And that again, you need to provide a rationale for it and talk about the evidence base for it as well. Then you have to talk about three skills that are important. So for example, and then for one of these skills, you have to provide the evidence base for it and provide some support for why it's a valid sort of skill to use. And also, as usual, you have to talk about the strengths and the limitations of the whole range of knowledge that we have available to us from research. Okay, so let me give you an example. It may be a little far-fetched, but let's go with it. Suppose that your direct practice theory is psychodynamic theory, or perhaps we should call it psychoanalysis, the theory of psychoanalysis. So what are some skills that come from that? Well, three skills that are important in psychoanalysis are analysis of defense mechanisms. Another one is dream interpretation, okay? And another one is free association. Those are three skills that are related to psychoanalysis. So suppose in your organization you feel that your boss is having some, or the CEO is having some real trouble with an Oedipal complex or an electric complex situation. You might want to use your best psychodynamic skills, even in a macro setting, in order to affect the entire organization by helping that CEO improve his or her behaviors. Okay, so that sums it up, I think, and I hope that this has allowed you some more insight into what's required in this section. Now, of course, the practice section is one of the three optional assignments that you can do, and I really hope that you do it, because this is the most important section for the entire paper. It's worth 15 points, and none of the other sections are worth that much. So if you get this right, that really gives you a leg up on getting an excellent score on your overall paper. So turn it in, and hopefully you'll find the feedback that I give you very useful. Okay, so this video has been designed to answer the question, what should be in the practice section of your paper if you're a CAP student. I hope you find it helpful, and I look forward to reading your paper.